Chris, what brought you to Bitcoin?
I think at the end it's my values, because one of my core value is freedom, and also due to my past, I would say I'm always very curious to learn more about new technology, to find actually a way to cope with inflation, to cope that prices are going year over year through the roof. And as a also father and having a family, I think it's very important to think about the future. And that's, I think, how I tumbled over Bitcoin, and also learning more about money in general. I mean, I think it's very important that everybody is using money, but I've never thought that in depth regarding money and our financial system, going through my Bitcoin journey into various different areas, no matter if it's philosophy, no matter if it's economy, no matter if it's society. How do we want to live together as a society, and not living in, let's say, a system where only few people benefit, who are close to the banks, who are having the money printer, but how can we have a money from people for people? What is actually your relation to freedom and Bitcoin?
Well, freedom and independence and investing and family are core values for me, and I have been stumbling to Bitcoin already in the early years, and it's I was like a computer geek in my youth, and I used to build computers, and somehow I stumbled to Bitcoin in the early years, and it was like more like a gamble in the beginning, and later on I just learned more about Bitcoin and studied and got into the rabbit hole more, and I think it's a very big hope to see this all happening in the world around Bitcoin.
And what makes you so sure about Bitcoin?
Well, it's the mathematics. It's the code. There's no human involvement deciding who can have what, and who deserves what, and who owns the Bitcoin, or how many they are created, because it's only 21 million Bitcoin gonna be. And so what about you? What do you think?
I think also what you mentioned, I mean, you don't have any counterparty, right? Issuing more money, issuing more coins, issuing any new kind of policy, and therefore I'm not scientist, I would say. I'm more coming from the human perspective, where I see a lot of possibilities that everybody can really take part, but isn't forced actually to use Bitcoin at the end. You need to take over responsibility, right? When it comes to a world with Bitcoin, hyper Bitcoinization, or even if you're a Bitcoiner, it comes with a lot of responsibility, because it's not an institution which you hand over the responsibility. It's just you. It makes you, on the one hand side, more responsible for things, but also gives you back the power, I would say, what you want to decide. And this is also something about being a sovereign individual on the one hand, on this at this juncture. Yes.
Okay, what will be the year 26 bring to us regarding Bitcoin?
This is a very good question, because of course I'm also following the development. And from the fundamental side, I mean, 2025 was a very positive year, but at the end, I think it's also about price at the end, because price attracts people. People learn more about Bitcoin. Then I think it's also key that Bitcoin will grow. But 2026, I think 2026 will be interesting from the on the one hand side to monitor the institutions, if institutions are more and more onboarding, but on the other hand side also to see if individuals, retailers are coming back into that journey.
So practically speaking, when we are speaking from Bitcoin Bootcamp point of view, I think we should, connect people.
Yes.
We should bring people together to discuss and to learn more about Bitcoin and maybe, hopefully, newcomers, beginners.
Yeah, that's very good. I mean, what would be your 2026 goal when you think about, on the one hand side, our project, but as well related to Bitcoin as a purest form of money?
Well, of course, one goal is to have the livelihood from Bitcoin, to create some value to people, and not only from YouTube, maybe to have some other business to, create in Bitcoin space. Maybe related to something else.
Yeah.
And of course, as I said earlier, I would really be excited for meeting new people and connecting together. As you have noticed, I've been connecting a lot of people already since the Prague event last year, and I will continue that work. And our regular weekly meetings have been very valuable for me to stay in touch and in touch with Bitcoiners, and also learning. Because the group is so colorful, I would say, that there are many different people who have different point of views and different knowledge.
Yeah. And also, I think different ideas. I mean, if you can jointly bring them together to co-create, I think it's very, very valuable. And I mean, our starting point was also Prague, and I think this kind of conventions really help to brainstorm about your personal contribution also in that regard, and building something. I think Bitcoin, as you said, is hope, but it's also creating a lot of opportunities, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what is your long-term vision? Will there be a hyper-Bitcoinization in the world, or do you see it in 5 to 10 years just as a small exit possibility from fiat?
Well, my thinking is that, of course, this is a guessing game, because we cannot know the market, how it evolves. But in my opinion, I think in 8 to 10 years it will be Bitcoin standard, so that the milk you buy, the gasoline you buy, and the rent you pay, those are measured in Bitcoin. So that it will come and fiat standard will go down. But that's my humble estimate.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I think you mentioned the word humble. I mean, that's why I always have in mind stay humble and stack sats, because you never know when it goes down or when it goes up. Yeah. It's good to have, from my point of view, this dollar cost averaging approach.
Yeah.
Because at the end, even if the interest stays the same, fiat is going to be devaluated. So even then, I would expect that Bitcoin is growing. I don't know. I see it more from the point of view as a store of value in the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years. I don't know if it will really replace the euro or the dollar. I would wish, if I would have a wish, of course, I would be very happy to see that it's already happening in 5 to 10 years. But I guess what is lacking in our world is a good store of value. I mean, of course, if you see gold and silver at the moment, it's raising a lot. All-time highs at the moment. Nevertheless, when you look into the fundamentals, when you look into really the 21 million approach, where you can cut it even into 100 million Satoshi, this is something hard to do with gold. And in other words, what I wanted to say is you have the fundamentals which serves as a good as good money, and therefore I think it's important to that the community is growing and that more and more people believe in that vision. And I think the more you talk to people, the more people you reach, the better it is to everybody at the end. Because what you cannot do is you cannot really tell how much gold is in the market, but you can tell how much Bitcoin is in the market and how much is the maximum amount of Bitcoin. This is also something what you don't know when it comes to silver or gold. Therefore, yeah, I'm thinking in 5 to 10 years more about that it's getting established for corporations and individuals as a store of value, and then taking from that stage of trust in a safe haven with Bitcoin, going into the money approach. This is my guess.
Okay, these were our scientific and very true estimates for 26 and the future. And now we stop our walk here in Finnish gold forest and we go to the gym. So see you there. Bye bye. This is my gym near my home, and here I train with my friends and family, and also some clients are willing to join me here, so it's nice. It's a powerlifting gym, so you can squat, deadlift, bench press,
nice,
and do the other lifts like overhead press,
cool,
and also pull-ups, chin-ups, and with weight or body weight. And we have some atlas stones, some farmer's walk handles, and whatever. Something special which is not mentioned. But
very good. I mean, talking about a boot camp, here you have it in a physical way. And on the way we also were discussing one, I think, important topic. What make people jump onto the Bitcoin train? Because, I mean, we are both convinced that nothing stops the train. And maybe you can elaborate on your opinion. What is an important decision point for people jumping on the Bitcoin topic?
It's a crisis it's a collision with the fiat system, and I asked you earlier in our discussion about this, and I asked what brings people to gym, or what brings people to jogging or something. So it's a crisis. It's a sickness or some other crisis which stops there and pushes them to change their life forever. Mm-hmm. And I think it's the same with Bitcoin, as our dear friend has elaborated this maybe earlier as well. Mm-hmm. So that when you have lost your banking account because of some bureaucratic decision, or you have you are suffering with the inflation, so that you can't even afford to pay your bills and get food. And as I also noticed this year, it's a very different world. Well, if you're looking at it from Africa, it's more practical. It's a way to save money and to not have the inflation affecting your financial situation that much. But if you are looking at it from Western Europe or the States, you are just maybe more interested as a investment and a store of value. So there are many point of views in the world, and the world is very colorful around Bitcoin as well. And what brings people often is the crisis, and also a problem solver.
Yeah, you're a problem solver.
Christoph, what do you think about my Farmer Walks handles?
They are very orange.
Okay, orange is nice. Let's carry a little bit.
Okay. How much kilo is it?
104.
104.
52 plus
Okay,
52.
wow. This is a...
So those are light ones.
One way back to the other side, please. Wow. And what is the maximum weight you could carry, approximately?
I would say maybe 150 or 200.
I see. Cool. Good job.